talking about Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl was an Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist who was imprisoned in the Nazi death camps, and out of his tragic experiences, this life-enhancing book was written. Throughout history to present day, chronic over-identification with our societal labels, race, religion, status, and sex, paired with our tendency to label and define others that disagree with us, has been deeply problematic both individually and culturally. Dr. Frankl wrote, "We may learn that there are two races of men in this world, but only two, the race of the decent man and the race of the indecent man. Both are found everywhere. They penetrate into all groups of society. See, your race, religion, sex, and status don't guarantee or excuse the content of your character. A man imprisoned in a Nazi death camp declared that decent men are found everywhere and implores us to question ourselves instead of judge others. He wrote, "No man should judge unless he asks himself in absolute honesty whether in a similar situation he might not have done the same." It's easy to believe we would never act in the same way as other people we disagree with. But the truth is, we don't ever know the whole of someone else. Their moment-to-moment life experiences are lost on us. We must stop ourselves from believing the illusion that we can accurately judge others. Start questioning, deepening, and living your own values and principles instead of attacking and labeling other people. Harold Kushner writes, "Forces beyond your control can take away everything you possess except one thing: your freedom to choose how you will respond to the situation. You cannot control what happens to you in life, but you can always control what you will feel and do about what happens to you." And there we have it, the one true freedom no one, no event, no label can take from you or give to you, is your ability to choose how you will feel and how you will act. By accepting this great responsibility, you can experience unretractable freedom regardless of your external circumstances. We can't blame external forces for our actions. "Well, I cheated because I was drunk. I hit her because she lied. I yelled at the kids because they were fussy. I'm sorry, but that just won't work anymore." You have the power to choose how you respond to your life and how you show up every moment of every day. It's up to you to harness the freedom of inner choice, which can never be taken away, but only given away by you. This idea of inner freedom was embodied and developed by a prisoner in the Nazi concentration camp, where every day he was starved, forced to do hard labor, and subjected to unimaginable and unspeakable horrors. Viktor Frankl said, "It is this spiritual freedom that cannot be taken away that makes life meaningful and purposeful." Viktor found purpose in suffering, and so can we. In today's shallow, picture-perfect culture, our need for perceived perfection is pumping out depressed and anxious children, teens, and adults at alarming rates. It seems most of us live in a state of neurosis, or in other words, a state of depression and anxiety and obsessive behaviors. See, Dr. Frankl believes one of the main reasons for our mass neurosis syndrome is a feeling of emptiness and meaninglessness, commonly described as boredom. In our quest to drown out our boredom, we pursue pleasures. Yet regardless of how many likes our posts get, how amazing the family pictures come out, or the piles of degrees and certificates we hold, we still fall into the pit of neurosis when we either fail to recognize our meaning or our lives lose their meaning. We must be careful in our pursuit to find meaning, because our culture has this unrealistic yearning to have a perfect, easy, non-stop, happy life. Viktor Frankl wrote, "What man actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling for a worthwhile goal, a freely chosen task. What he needs is not the discharge of tension at any cost, but the call of potential meaning waiting to be fulfilled by him." Thus it can be seen that mental health is based on a certain degree of tension, the tension between what one has already achieved and what one still ought to accomplish, or the gap between what one is and what one should become. Such a tension is inherent in the human being and therefore is indispensable to mental well-being. Without struggle, we would never grow. Without challenge, we would never experience real satisfaction through our achievements. In fact, when life gets too easy, we fall prey to the boredom, which is what Dr. Frankl believes is a leading cause of neurosis. It is unconducive to our happiness and our growth as a person for everything to be perfect. We think we want the perfect life, but really we want the fulfilled life. And I want to encourage you to listen to my book reviews of The Practicing Mind, The Pursuit of Perfect, and the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success for more on these concepts. So, how do you escape neurosis and find sustainable meaning in your life? Meaning is different for every person, but it has one commonality, and that is love. So to uncover your meaning, do the actualization worksheet. It contains questions to assist you in discovering your life's purpose. But don't worry if your life's purpose isn't clear. Until you identify it, make your interim life purpose to grow and develop as an individual, becoming a master of your mind until you know yourself so well you can identify your real calling in life. Let's end with a quote from Victor. He says, "Don't aim at success. The more you aim at it and make it a target, the more you're going to miss it. For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue, and it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's dedication to a cause greater than oneself, or the byproduct of one's surrender to a person other than oneself." Thank you so much for joining me, and you make it a great day.